Part 2, why did I marry a Nigerian man? So I arrived at Matola Airport in Lagos, Nigeria, and he was 2 hours late at least. I was mad, I was frustrated, I was scared. I had all of these emotions running through my head. And plus, I had two guys that were constantly, bothering me at the time. And they were asking me all of these questions and stuff like that. And I had a horrible attitude because I was pissed off. And I told them, just leave me alone. But then I ended up having to, needing to use their phone to call him, because at this point I'm scared, like, oh my God, what am I going to do if he doesn't show up? So they called Izegi for me, and I spoke with him, and I asked him, that was our first argument, because I was like, where are you at? And I started just going off. I was like, I flew all the way here 25 plus hours to see you, and you can't be on time. I mean, it just really put a bad taste in my mouth at that moment. And I really started to question myself, like, why did I even come here? What am I doing? What am I doing? I just got out of this marriage, or, and now I'm, rushing to see somebody. I was just really upset at my own self. So he finally showed up, and he said he had to leave his car and get on a bike to come get me. Now, he left his car, and then he said that his roommate was gonna come and pick us up, because he rode a bike in there. So the moment that I saw him, I was standing there in this hot sun. I've never felt heat like that before. So I was standing there in this hot sun, makeup running down my face, and he walked up, and I remember when I saw him walk up, all of the frustration, all the tension, and all the doubt left me. I'm serious, it left me. He pulled me close to him, gave me a hug, and greeted me, and said, "I'm sorry." I was immediately calm. I was immediately calm. And I knew at that moment I made the right decision. Now, I don't even know what it was, but I knew that I made the right decision. His roommate showed up, and we got in the car, and we went home, and I got to seeing how the traffic was in Lagos. And I still don't believe that was an excuse for him to be that late. But I understood, the traffic, they have no laws there. And traffic, moves when it wants to, basically. So we went to the roommate's house, but let me tell you about the car ride. Can you imagine me being beside the man that I've been talking to for the last 6 months over the phone, video chats, every single day for hours, and I'm finally with him, and my thoughts are, wow, I can't believe I'm with this man. I can't believe that I feel so much for him already. I was really, I believe at that moment that I was already in love with him. I knew I was, in love with him before I came, but it was confirmed when I was sitting in that car with him. He held me close, and he made me feel safe. And at that point, I was still scared. I was still scared of the country. I was, because I'm an American woman. We hear so many different things about kidnappings and things of that nature, and the police doing stuff. And I was terrified of the country still. But he held me close, and he just made me feel really safe. Now, when we got back to his house, him and roommate, they stayed probably maybe like 25 minutes away from the airport. And yes, 25 minutes, and he took that long to get there. I know. They stayed 25 minutes away from the airport. Now, when I got there, his roommate was, very nice. He seemed very nice. He had a young lady, which, I later found out that was his girlfriend. And he was also talking to an American woman on the phone, that I can hear from, time to time. So that's why I didn't initially know that the young lady that was coming to clean was his lady friend. But that's another story. I'm gonna remember that, and remember that for later. But anyway, I got settled in and got showered, and he had this same lady friend come over and make egusi for me. Zeki knows that was my favorite meal, and so she came over. She made egusi. We got settled in. I had brought some gifts for Zeki and his family, and I had brought his roommate a gift, and we just enjoyed each other's company for that night. Well, that was the first night, and that was the only night that we had peace in that house. I want to share with you what happened um, at the house while I was there. I spent a total of 10 days in that house before we decided to leave. Let me tell you what happened, why we left.